What was the weirdest thing the weird kid did at school? Every lunch he would put a baguette in his sleeve and secretly eat it. Sharpened a pencil super sharp, muzzle loaded it into the recorder, covered all the holes and blow gunned it at another kid. The pencil went between his eyeball and socket, so fortunately he kept his sight. Similarly, after I switched schools, this happened before I arrived so I didn't actually see it. A girl used blue tack to stick a short and very sharp pencil on a kid's seat. He sat on it and it punctured the skin right next to his asshole, then perforated his rectum. Needed emergency surgery. What the fuck were they on at your schools? This is some Lord of the Flies stuff right here. He didn't do it in high school, but in law school. Killed his classmate. Dismembered her in the bathtub. Every now and then I see him get traction on here for not moving during the interrogation. Weird guy. Never thought he'd kill someone though. Stephen McDaniel? A wild kid activated a fire hose and started blasting everyone that came his way. Students, teachers, didn't matter. One of my old students did that. It was hilarious. Obviously I had to pretend not to find it amusing, but it was great. Doom Eternal Ultimate. She wrote a list of all the girls and boys she wanted to kiss and murder and then casually passed it out on the playground. 2 separate lists or just the one? Jumping on the giant Christmas tree from the 2nd floor balcony. That was the last time they put a Christmas tree on our school. Was there a video of this on World Star or Crazy Shit? Because I remember seeing something like this there. Okay, so I had a kid at my school, not particularly bad but just annoyed the everything out of me, because I was the only one nice to him. He would follow me everywhere, randomly grab me for no reason, hug me and not give me any personal space. But here comes the worst part. We have school swimming lessons, and you could either get changed in the change rooms or the toilets/showers. Since I am a shy person, I would always use the showers to get changed. Figures he followed me in there, got dressed outside my door, and just when I was leaving my cubicle, he was just there, dancing naked. I died inside that day. This is giving me strong Fregley from Diary of a Wimpy Kid vibes LOL. I shouldn't laugh. But here I am, laughing. 3rd grade. Whipped his dick out while we were sitting on the mat. Did not say anything, just sat there as the teacher processed what was happening. How did it end? What did the teacher say? What was the reaction of the rest of the class? I would like to know more about this. Weird kid in elementary was a self-proclaimed alien. Once, while waiting for the bus, she told me on my planet we eat people like you and proceeded to bite me. We later became friends in high school and she used to give me massages during lunch break in the quad. Just realized now she was likely tenderizing me. How good were the massages though? As one of the previously weird alien girls, I apologize. We just wanted to be from anywhere but our family and this planet. One boy was once caught eating grass. When asked why, he said, "I always wanted to be a cow." I think he turned out fine, but it was weird. Has he become a cow? Said absolutely nothing to anyone besides "I like cows" for about a month. Anything you said to him, regardless of the context or situation? "I like cows." He drove around the basketball courts, following the lines, on an imaginary bus. He'd stop to let people get on/off the bus and then drive them to their stops, and we walked in a line behind him. When he stopped walking, he'd mimic the door opening and closing and wouldn't let you on/off if you didn't wait for the signal. Salutations, Ben the bus driver, I hope you achieved your dreams. Sounds like that one game in a gym where it was tag but you could only follow the painted lines. I used to do that. We would take turns driving the bus. But it wasn't weird at my school. We had an unofficial Harry Potter fan club in high school and Deathly Hallows had just been released. Someone started this whole gossip/rumor that Harry dies at the end, which he actually does, but of course a lot goes on after that which the fan club didn't know about. One of the girls heard about it and tried to commit suicide by throwing herself off the 3rd story building. We all saw it, and two of the male teachers had to get her off the window while she was screaming, "If Harry is dead, I have no purpose." Needless to say, she got suspended and the club was disbanded. Edit: wow. I didn't expect this much of response. To answer some, this isn't in US and it was a convent all-girls school. My best friend in high school killed himself this way, jumping off a school building. Nothing to do with Harry Potter, it was just 2007 and he was deeply depressed. There weren't as many resources for teens as there are now. He texted some of us from the roof, told me he loved me, and jumped, breaking most of his bones, and then he bled/froze to death in the courtyard to be discovered by two janitors and a student the next morning. They sent us all home, then called his friends back in, then sent us home again, only to send the school guidance counselors to my other friend's house to talk to us some more, only to have me hospitalized through the funeral. BC they figured I was similarly at risk. Ever had a friend die in your small town, been forced to disappear for the days following, and then get sent back after the memorials? Yeah, the students all thought I'd killed him, that I was gonna kill more people, that I was gonna kill myself. For the rest of high school basically I was the worst thing that happened to me, every day, to everyone. Shitty Reporter did a shitty story that featured my shitty MySpace poetry and outed another kid as gay, but BC of the exposure, a lot of crazy moms from the world started to harass me on MySpace. BC the reporter used my real full name and had pics of my page in the article. I was 15. Anyway, it's appalling that the school suspended her when she could have died. Edit: as it appears people are reading this, I want to add, therapy and medication work. They won't work on their own. But they work, you just have to work with them. Edit 2, the awards are very nice and I'm grateful, but if you feel like spending $2, send it to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention please. Bring a toaster and make tuna melts in computer class. Legend. In first grade there was this kid who stood by the sink in the back of the classroom eating bits of those brown paper towels. The teacher was constantly telling him to stop eating them and go back to his seat. In first grade I used to eat that grey paper they give you in math class. Not white lined paper, it's too slick. Just the grey kind, which I think is recycled and breaks down when you chew it. I was only 5, so I didn't understand that it isn't good for you. The compulsion was too strong to resist. Turned out that a lot of small children eat stuff like that when they are iron deficient anemic. Once my doctor put me on iron pills I stopped wanting the paper. The list is endless, but one incident sticks out in my mind. The boy was getting told off by the teacher and instead of taking it on the chin, he decided to jump on the table, shout "I'm out of here" and proceed to run full pelt into a steel beam that was supporting the roof. Knocked himself out cold. Was a fun lesson by all accounts. He technically didn't lie. He didn't say much, but if asked, he would go to the front of the class and perform Tiptoe Through the Tulips with all of the emotion and volume of Tiny Tim, holding nothing back. Now he is on Broadway. Impressively imitated the barking of a dog. Really sounded like a dog with a deep, fierce bark, not like a middle school student. One of the girls I was in treatment could do this amazingly. She could do high barks, low barks, anything. She could make it so you wake up to a dog fight and it's just her. The weird kid in my school, who was also a friend of mine, had really bad dry scalp during the winter months. He would vigorously rub his hair to get some relief from the itchiness and in the process would end up with lots of dead skin on his desk. One girl looked over as he was doing this and loudly said "You woo." And he, wanting to make a statement, gathered up all the dead skin in a line-shaped pile and snorted it like it was a massive line of cocaine. He was kicked out of class. What a fucking power play. I thought for sure he was going to dump it on the girl. He kicked his best friend in the chest for making him spill his Mountain Dew. You know how there's horse girls? This girl was obsessed with babies. Like being a mom or even acting like a baby. I already knew her as the weird girl. Then I got paired up with her for a semester as lab partners. Let me tell you, she was so much weirder than I thought. Constant questions about if I wanted to be a mom too and my body. She always had a pacifier with her, and would constantly chew or suck on it. She would switch between mommy days and baby days. Like one day she would come in and act like a mother. Talk about her baby in extreme detail. Other days she would come in and just baby talk. It was so cringy. Things got significantly worse when she found out I was a babysitter. After that she became obsessed with me. I have to wonder if there was something going on at home. Maybe parentification? Maybe worse? Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.